This morning is 5th of September and it's just past 8:30 in the morning. I recorded a video last night and about 12:30 I said I was going to go to bed. Well, that wasn't the case. I actually went to bed about 1:45. Just sorting things out, trying to look for my next product to put in the upsell, and I mean I came across some, so I'm going to be having a look again today. I mean I've got a space about 1 o'clock before my last customer comes in at 2. Quite like Saturdays because you only do, well, I only do 9 till 3, but I've got a space, so hopefully it won't get filled today. In fact, I'm going to cross it out when I get to work. I think I'm going to be writing a book. I think I'm definitely going to write a book about, you know, SOS marketing, I think I might call it, because most people when they enter this type of business, they get shiny object syndrome, which is you get suckered into buying the next big thing. So what I want to do is describe my journey through making my first dollar online. Obviously I'll mention a bit about myself first, so then you know about my history and know where I'm coming from, so you know that I'm not just some, you know, rich man starting from, you know, a nice wealthy background, just writing a book about how his life, you know, was so great and all that. I'm going to be talking to you about how my struggles and what helped me start an online business and the reason behind it, and I'll write it up to the point where I make my first sale. And so I'm getting my products together, and I will probably include that. I mean, I was playing around last night with my membership site. I like the look of the new membership site. I'm just struggling with one of the plugins at the moment, which is for the sidebar menu. I wanted a drop-down menu, and for some reason all the drop-down menus don't work with this theme, and I don't understand why. But I was trying to think of another method because I really like the theme. It's really simple, it's clean. You know, the other theme that I had was a good theme, but I don't know, I just felt like I needed it to be cleaner. I felt like maybe there was too much, maybe there wasn't too much colour, but I felt like there was too much colour. Everything worked well with it as well, you know, the drop down menu and everything along the lines of that, but it was hard trying to find another membership, another site that goes well with the rest of my stuff that I got on there. And so I spent a lot of time doing that, and you can spend hours too long making a website, and yet it has to look good, because if someone visits your website and it, you know, it doesn't look up to standard, then you're going to suffer. I find when I go to a website, if someone takes me to a website, the first thing I look at is it eye-catching, and then the heading. Because if I go to a website and it looks crap, you know, like, I don't know, it just too glary, you know, like real bright blue against bright red, almost reminds me of when I made my first website. God, you know, I did one of the most stupidest things you would ever do when you're a bloody newbie. Back then I didn't know about WordPress, and people were talking to me about Dreamweaver, and I didn't really know much about those type of products. So I decided to get Microsoft Expressions, and well, it was Front Page to start off with, which was the most simplest website building platform ever, and I built one with that. But then obviously, you know, Windows 7 came out, and after playing around with Windows 7, Front Page wasn't acceptable, and I had to get the closest thing to Microsoft Front Page, because that's the only system that I knew how to use. So I used Microsoft Expressions, which is virtually the same, and I made a really crap website with that, and a big error in my life actually with that, because I spent hours and hours and hours writing a sales letter that had to be 16 pages long, because I was doing direct mail, and they suggested that 16 pages long was long enough to sell your client the product. So I did the 16 page sales letter, also copied all that onto a website. So it was a really long website, and with a blue glary background with big red writing all over it. Obviously this was like quite a few years ago. I don't make websites like that anymore, but it was just the whole factor of making that type of website, and I put it up online. But the worst thing was, I didn't know much about Google AdWords. So I did Google AdWords, and I basically banned myself from Google AdWords. So I can't make any money using Google, even though I've got videos up online that's had like 20,000, you know, hits on it. The fact was, I got banned from using Google AdWords, and the reason behind that was because I keyword stuffed my website. Now, I didn't know anything about this. I was a newbie at the time, so you know, those terminologies you don't know. Keyword stuffing, I mean, who heard of that?